coming to the types of reporting. So this is very important that we need to keep in the mind. So the first thing that what we are going to elaborate is the research reporting, reporting for the purpose of educating the stakeholders, then investigative reporting, then success stories, how to write the success stories I will be discussing. The skeleton of that is being discussed here, like let us start with a problem or issue or a rationale, and then objectives and methodology, results obtained, impact of intervention, then the future and potential aspects, then ultimately the dissemination, putting it in the appropriate media, befitting media. Then evaluation reporting, consisting of the executive summary, preamble, then findings and discussion, then the recommendation, and last one is the impact assessment, that what we will be discussing one by one. Let us begin with the research reporting. Research institutes come out with various outputs for the benefit of society. For example, if you take even a state agricultural university or any of the ICAR research institutions or the CSIR research institutions, so at regular intervals they keep on coming out with a good number of innovations, the research outcomes as well as outputs for the benefit of society. So now, how to make them useful for the society? The outcomes of this such a systematic studies are prepared based on the analysis of data obtained during the research, and it is being presented for the benefit of the people. So publishing it as a research paper is something different aspect, but now we are trying to interpret it in the simplest language so that our readers are going to understand, which whom we call them as the common man. Data is processed and interpreted in a logical manner with the help of past researches based on the experiences of the current research. So today I got this particular result, but this is in line with the results what we obtained in our previous experiments, and or in other cases it is in contrast with the reports or the results what we got in our previous experiments. So this is how I am trying to influence my outcomes as well as outputs, and I am trying to interpret it for the benefit of the masses. Then the essential components of research are the abstract, which gives you the overall view of the entire research effort. It begins with the introduction, then the statement of the problem. So with the research questions, with what questions that I started with this research, and what are the supporting literature for that, and what are the methodologies that I used, and how I conducted my research, and what are the outputs as well as outcomes my research outcome has come, and ultimately I am giving summary so that in a nutshell what I tried to say, and ultimately I am concluding with my research outcomes, and at the end what are the sources that I am quoting in my reporting, so that I will be presenting in the form of the references or the bibliography. So now coming to the second type of reporting, that is reporting to educate the stakeholders. Now the priority changed. So earlier the research outcomes that I am going to present, but in this particular case I am presenting it for the benefit of the stakeholders. Now my priority is to educate my stakeholders. So, but when we look into the stakeholders, so they have diversified needs. Based on the needs, the research results are to be interpreted, analyzed and presented. If you look into a particular issue, so that your core stakeholder might be the school going children, or your core stakeholders might be the household women. So when we take household women, so again there are different categories. So there are young women are there, newly married women are there, the women who are carrying, or women who are lactating, or the old age women. Now you see, in one category only, so again the needs of these people are going to be something different. So now my article or my interpretation is focusing on what level of readers, so that I need to decide. So that article may be read by any category, even though my focus is on the female or the lactating women, so that article may be read by the male members, but my priority is to educate that particular stakeholder, so who is lactating women, and what are the precautions that she has to take, and what should be her nutritional pattern. All these things that I am focusing, because I want to educate that particular group. But that may be read by a young girl, so she might be preparing for whatever. So such thing that I need to fix upon. Then the question is, the wide range of readers what we have. So this is what I was trying to interact with you. So that article may be read by anybody, but my readers are my target audience that I am going to fix. So once I fix my target audience, my entire efforts are to make them educated in that direction. The priority of the extension educationist shall be to delineate the specific category of the target group. So that's what I consider them as my audience. Then simplify the research output for the benefit of that particular group so that they are educated in that direction, and my focus is on that. So when I take the example of the farmer, so farmer, it's a wide, there are wide range of farmers. It's not that every farmer is cultivating the same crop. So there are rice cultivators, there are vegetable cultivators. When I say vegetable, again there is a range of vegetable. Every farmer is not cultivating only tomato or chili or coal crops or whatever it is. But so there is a specific target group that I need to fix upon as far as this particular unit of discussion is considered. Then adopt a deductive approach. Let us start with some general aspects, then go to the specific issues that I want to cover. So when I am discussing about the farmer, so there are certain general issues that the farmer is facing with. Let us begin with that. Then slowly you come down to the core issue that you want to correct. Maybe it is related to application of plant protection chemicals, or some agronomic practices, or the water management practices, or the disease management practices, whatever it is. So now I am coming down to that particular thing with some general aspects. So this is what is the deductive approach that I am trying to share with you. Then when the purpose of the report is educative and the target audience is fixed, the responsibility of the reporter is also fixed, and accordingly I need to work on that, because now I know my target group, I know my audience, and accordingly I need to prepare my report. The next type of thing is reporting is the investigative reporting. So when you come across this investigative reporting, generally it begins with a negative connotation. It means you are reporting a crime type of things or the negative things that happen in the society. It need not necessarily all the time have the negative connotation. So there might be certain positive connotations. How can we look into that particular aspect that I am coming to? So it is focusing on the factors responsible for the achievements. For example, a farmer successfully cultivates a non-traditional crop in the off-season, it becomes a matter of investigation. For your information, when we look into the crops like apple, so generally, so they are the temperate region crops. So generally, the apple is cultivated in the valleys of Kashmir and in some part of Arunachal Pradesh and in the hilly areas of maybe Darjeeling also. So these are the things that what we imagine. But for your information, apple was grown in the city of Bangalore also. It means the climate of Bangalore was suitable for cultivation of apple. So now we need to investigate on the climatic similarities between Kashmir and Bangalore. So how the soil is congenial there, and how the soil properties are there, and how the climate is helping in cultivation of apple in these regions. So this is what is the importance. For example, the coconut is being considered as the crop of the coastal region, but the interior plain regions of the coastal states like Karnataka, Maharashtra, then Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. So interior areas also the crop of coconut is grown in a very luxurious manner, in a very profitable manner. So again, it becomes a matter of investigation. So these are some of the issues which are non-traditional in nature, so that generates the interest of investigative reporting. Out of the box achievement need to be investigated, because such type of things we did not imagine, but it happened. Cultivation of some different crops or preparation of some non-traditional foods into the traditional area. So all these things are having the matters of investigation, because the event that happened is out of box in nature. Then in case of investigative reporting, we need to keep in the mind that there is no scope for creation of any sort of sensationalism, and there is no scope for speculation and imagination also. I cannot imagine that farmers in the city of Varanasi can cultivate apple and I am going to make a report out of that. No. If there are any such incidences, then only I can report, but If there are no such incidences, I cannot imagine, I cannot speculate, yes, this can be cultivated here in the city of Varanasi. Let us promote cultivation of apple in the city of Varanasi. Such type of speculation and imaginations are not allowed under investigative reporting. The facts of the achievement be presented in the form of a story so that the readers get inspirations from them, and it becomes a motivating factor for them so that they can adopt in the due course of time. Then coming to the success stories. So there is no framework available in the in writing a success story. We all are anticipating lot of inputs as far as success stories are considered, but as far as its format is considered, for example, there is no unified format, there is no unified guidelines for writing the success stories. The length of the story, what it should be, there are no guidelines. The description of the problem, how it should be, there is no proper guideline. So an effort was made in the year 2002 by Radhakrishnan. He gave an framework so that I can fit into my success stories. So the framework goes like this: the problem or the rationale. So what was the existing situation before introducing the intervention? So I need to explain that situation. So that becomes the base for my success story. So I achieved a success today, but what was the situation that existed yesterday? So that I need to bring into the notice of my readers or my viewers or my listener. So that's what is very, very essential. So this can take run up to 100 words. So this is what I try to present here. So this is what Radhakrishnan has said that. Then the second aspect is the objective. So objective and methodology. Again, it should be of about 100 words length. So what is that objective? Objectives are the expected ends towards which all our efforts are directed. So how I did that, and what was the methodology that I adopted for documenting this particular success story? I need to explain that. So that's what is the second part. The third part, so based on the methodology and based on my objective, what kind of results that I obtained? So that depending on the event, so it can run up to 200 to 300 words. So that's what should be the structure, and in which I will be trying to explain the results that I obtained as a part of success story, what my client has achieved. Then what is the impact of that intervention? So when we talk of impact, so it might be the outputs and it might be the outcomes. So both the things that I am trying to explain here, that may run around 200 words again. Then, so based on this particular success story, what is the expected situation in future? Maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now and 15 years from now, what might be the situation that we may anticipate based on the existing results, based on the existing success. So that is what can run up to again 100 to 200 words, up to 200 words. That's what is the maximum limit that I am trying to present here as per the suggestions of Radhakrishnan. And ultimately, we need to find a befitting media for presentation of this. This is what is the meaning of dissemination. So where to present that? Whether it is in a daily or in a radio or in a TV or in a web-based platform, whatever it is. So all these things are the structures that I need to think as far as writing of a success story is considered.